here. Okay, so welcome all to the uh, Hadfield Everest Fleet Action event. This is going to be bringing the Spectrum arc to a close. So, where we are starting this episode is with both the Everest and the Hadfield have both been summoned to sort of just a point in space to rendezvous with. God damn it, I had it. Uh, I hate everything.
Fleming?
Yes, no, yes, you guys are rendezvousing with the Fleming, and I've got to select a bunch of crap to get it off the screen, because it's all left over from last time, and everything is terrible. Oh my god, what is, delete, there we go, delete, um, so I think for the sake of, okay, so I suppose the question is, who do we want to start off with? Actually, I'd like to start off with the Everest. I lied.
Okay then.
I lied. So where is the Everest? Ah! Where is the Everest token? Why can I not find the Everest token? Why am I a train wreck? Yep, I know, let's just start with the Everest. But finding the Everest is half the battle. Everest. Oh, great. I can just pull it off of that and then stretch it out to be. Oh, so the one thing I have to do is there is something I have to retcon from a couple things I got a retcon from last time because what was it? Caleb got a couple of things wrong for you guys. First off, the Fleming is not a Steam Runner class. It's a Saber. Second off, Captain Herschel LaCroix is not a woman.
Okay.
It was so funny. Like, I listened back on it and I was like, oh my god, he got literally everything about this encounter wrong. Great. Gonna have to retcon. Furthermore, something that you would have gotten the impression of, Regov, during your interaction with Captain LaCroix was, during the stream I watched, it's the impression that you seem to have gotten then was that the captain didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on. The retcon I'm making there is you got the impression that he definitely knew what was going on, but he just was not going to tell you over comms channel. He was gonna tell you in person.
Okay.
So that's sort of the three things I got a retcon. But with all of that said, we're finally starting the episode. So where is it? Where is that?
But we did not rendezvous with the Fleming.
Hold on. You drop out of orbit right next to the USS Fleming.
Hell the Fleming.
Well, and after a couple of seconds, the bridge of the Fleming appears before you. It's kind of a smaller bridge, but it's much like the Everest, is clearly decked out for tactical work. Sitting in the center chair is a human male, kind of middle-aged, you'd say, rather thin built with kind of a pencil-thin little mustache. Standing behind him at what you assume must be tactical is a Zindi, arboreal. Sitting to his left is a Tellarite, wearing, and the other thing you note, all three of them are wearing command red.
So was it commander or captain in charge of the ship over there?
It is Captain Herschel LaCroix.
Okay. Captain, he's asked for the Everest, and we're here. What's going on?
Very good. I'd like you to prepare to meet me over here on the, Fleming as soon as possible. I have it on good authority that you have, prisoners.
We have one prisoner.
I see. What can you tell me about them?
He identified himself as Operation Green, Operative Green, as Romulan. Out of character. What's the name of the fucking? Is it Talchier? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. As part of the Talchier, we've gotten some information out of him, and I'll let my senior chief, Namar, explain that to you. Looks over to Namar.
We know exactly what you're talking about. We'll have a full debriefing on board the Fleming once the Hadfield arrives.
All right.
But if it is at all possible, and he taps away at his little console, and Namar, you get sort of just a little pop up on your screen. It's a bunch of command authorization codes. He says, "We'd like to take this Operative Green off your hands."
Command authorization codes from whom?
You're getting command authorization codes from the Fleming.
Commander Ragoff, I'm getting codes downloaded to my console here for authorization to transfer the prisoner.
Authorization is permitted. Take a couple of security officers with you and to the transporter room and make sure he gets over there in one piece, Chief.
Very good, sir. So I grab a security detingent and go to the brig.
Mm-hmm.
Will I be able to transport through the brig to the Fleming itself? Without lowering shields?
Yeah, you can give them the shield frequency for the Hadfield, not Hadfield, the Everest shield, so they can do that.
Okay, so I'll just leave the security contingent in the brig, and then I'll go to the transporter room, contact the Fleming, prepare for prisoner transfer, site to site.
Understood.
And I will go about transporting our prisoner to their brig.
Okay, that'll be a control engineering difficulty too. Because you're not going from a pad to a pad, but you are going from a place to a pad.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Okay, speaking of which, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, so I'm at 12 threat. And if another person comes in, I'll add the necessary threat, and I also get 1 because you just gave it to me.
And there's a ship assist?
Yes, your ship, actually, it would be...
I think it's Sensors Engine.
But it wouldn't be you guys, though, I don't think. 'Cause it's the Fleming that's doing this.
Yes, it would then. Yep.
So let me. Or no,
Are we in
no,
the-
it would be you guys because you're doing the transport.
Yep.
Are we in the correct roll?
Greg, go ahead and do the shipwreck.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I see Joker, Free Will, and Namar. I don't see anybody else in here.
Yeah. Then I need. Let me see. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm desperately forgetting something.
I do have a focus and transporter.
Great.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, I gave myself the 13th piece. Oh, I was gonna change my name. There we go. So, have you rolled?
Yeah, I did. 5 successes, so it gives us 3 momentum.
Wait,
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't see any rolls.
Yeah,
What I'm saying, I don't think we're in the right one here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are in. Yeah, you guys aren't in the right game.
Oh,
Other game.
well, if you rely on my roll here, I did get 5 successes in the ship.
Screenshot it so we know.
Yep.
Yeah, I just screenshotted it. I'm gonna throw it into
Okay,
Discord.
so you guys gain 3. You guys gain 3 momentum. Now we will be tracking separate momentum for the 2 ships.
Ah.
So keep that in mind.
All right.
So you're at 3 momentum, and hopefully when you pop in, you should get 3 momentum to you.
Do you want us to change over to the other
Yes, please do.
Roll20?
You're gonna need to.
Okay, you're going to have to give us the inviter information.
Wait, what? Your guys don't have the invite? Does he do
What?
like a separate game for you guys?
It shouldn't be, because remember, whenever you switch us to the Hadfield's briefing room, we see the crew of the Everest.
Yeah, we always see the crew of the Everest whenever we go to the Hadfield briefing room.
I'm trying to log in again here, and no. I
What?
do have 2 logins. I'm gonna try the other one.
That's odd. Is Roll20 having a spasm or
there we
something?
I'm in the one with you guys.
Oh, yep.
All right, so what do I do to get there?
I don't know. Do you
Do you
do you not see Star Trek Adventure's 10th Expeditionary Fleet?
Do you see?
Yeah,
3
it's
logins?
it's called 10th Expeditionary Fleet second game.
Yeah, no, you're
We're
not
in the
gonna
other one.
be. Yeah, no, we're in just regular 10th Expeditionary Fleet.
Okay, so not sure if I have the path for that right off.
Oh, do you not?
You
Okay.
give him an invite, Graham.
Yeah, I'll give him the invite link. I don't know why you wouldn't have that. Is that Namar?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. There you go. That's weird. I don't know why that's set up that way.
Okay, entering now. Yeah, I mean, in the other one, we see all the ship names too, the other ships, but not sure why there's a second game.
It's so that in case of something where like 2 games have overlapping times, like if we go long, like because there's gonna be another Saturday game sometime soon, and if we go long and start running into the other group's start time, they can just get on the second game and play.
Okay, well, it's letting me in. Might be a couple minutes here, or a minute.
Yeah, it's
but-
okay. I can just keep things moving.
Yep, but I did the transfer, or the prisoner transfer.
Yep. And in a twinkle of light, the operative green disappears from the transporter pad, and he wasn't wearing the outfit. I assume you guys gave him some kind of prisoner wear.
Yeah, we went through standard Starfleet protocol, making sure he's not going to commit suicide, and swapped out his clothes, disabled any weapons, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
Now, will my character sheet be in here?
Yeah, should be, because this is all just a copy of the other game.
It might not be shared to him.
What's the toolbox? I don't know.
There's a fighter that I sometimes use, and then there's me.
And that's NPC characters. Wait a second. I don't actually see. Oh, here they are. They're in a separate little folder. Yeah, you guys should all have your characters.
Yeah, I see everything, so I'm good here.
Yeah, you guys should be all set. So, yes, transport goes fine. Meanwhile, back up on the bridge, Regov's still having the conversation with, the last thing the captain tells you before he cuts the comms is he wants you to start preparing. It'll be, for when the Hadfield arrives, they want it to be you and your second in command to beam over.
All right. Do you want it to be like the NPC XO, or do you want it to be a player character?
Oh, do you have an NPC XO? That'll do.
Yeah, I have an NPC bridge crew, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of my player characters are pilots for the fighters.
Yep, the NPC XO will do, and we can have Namar play him for the time being.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, at this time... the Hadfield drops out of warp. And we are going to cut over to Commander Lawrence Jacoby.
Good. Dr. Blackwell, you're currently at Ops, considering that Lieutenant Rugan is enjoying his free time in the HOD.
Okay.
So, Doctor, get me the Fleming on comms, please.
Beep boop boop.
Commander, it's good to see you again.
Captain LaCroix, good to see you again as well. We have arrived here as instructed. How may I be of service?
As you can see, we have the Everest here, and there's a lot that needs to be discussed. I want you and your XO to join me over on the ship, but first things first, am I correct in reading your report? You do have a captured Romulan prisoner, one of the Spectrum.
Correct.
I'd like them beamed over to the Fleming as soon as possible. We want to get all
Understood.
our ducks in a row, so to speak.
Understood. I'll dress him up in prisoner orange slacks and get him over to our new...
Very good, Commander.
Jacoby out. Commander Vlok, get your dress suit on. We're going visiting.
Very well, sir.
Meet me in the transporter room. Chief Kiji, could you prepare the prisoner for transport?
Yes, sir. I go down and prepare the prisoner, take him out of his cell. He's still gasping a little bit.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Torture mechanics.
Oh, my God. I forget if I... No, that's too small. I think that's... I don't know. I forget what the dimensions are... Whatever. Fuck it. That'll do.
We should roll as well, correct?
Yes. That'll... Again, unless you're bringing him straight to the transporter pad.
I think the chief can arrange it so the three of us transport over.
Okay. So it'll be a control engineering difficulty 2 assisted by, oh yeah, the ship's sensors engineering.
Making it difficulty 1 because of our sensors. I'm going to activate Ensign Biss. And
you got Vlok.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
actually, yeah, I got you. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
So
Remember, you guys only have the 3 crew support. Use them wisely.
Mhm.
We only
Yeah.
got 3 that we can call upon, but you know.
Right, but
But every time we've activated BIS, it's been magnificent. I know, but
yes. Oh, and
Yeah.
I'd suggest creating a couple more support NPCs at some point.
Yeah.
Well, we got every station covered essentially.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
With NPCs? All right. Okay.
So go ahead, Velok, roll, and I'll roll the ship.
Mhm.
Control engineering.
Yeah.
Bless.
So we generate 2 momentum, and you can take those 2 momentum instantly to negate that.
Fair. Okay.
Comp.
Alrighty. I'll allow that. So yes. And the 3 of you all appear on the transporter pad of the Saber class. Again, it all looks a lot it looks a lot less slick as your transporter room. The whole place just looks a whole lot less slick than the Hadfield does. Because it's a lot more utilitarian.
Sure. Has anyone come to greet us? Or...
Yes, there are a group of 4 security officers there to greet you. 2 of them step forward and take the Romulan, and the other 2 step forward and say, "Commander Jacoby, we're here to bring you to the captain."
Ah, yes. This is my first officer, Commander Velok. We are... Commander, are we ready?
Yes.
We are ready.
Well, Commander, if the 2 of you will follow me.
And we will follow.
Mm-hmm. And then then within, maybe 10-15 seconds of that, on in a different transporter room, also on the Fleming, Commander Regov, you and who's your XO?
That's gonna be Shashran for the episode. Namar will be playing it though.
Yes, no, I know that. I'm trying to find the sheet. AFS Shashran. Okay, and
Not Shashran. Sorry.
it's an NPC you want, right?
Shrisha. It's SHRISHA.
Yes, her. Okay, but still Andorian. Got it.
That is a mouthful. God damn.
Yep. So the 2 of you beam onto the transporter pad of the USS Fleming. It's quite I wouldn't say familiar to you guys. You've never been on this ship before, but spending all your time aboard the Everest feels like you've been on this ship all your life, given how similar their functionality seems to be.
All right, who's running the show here? What are we doing?
You're greeted by a couple of security personnel. Actually, more specifically, you are greeted by the what was this? The Zindi Arboreal, whom you saw earlier.
Gleebrook.
Yes, Gleebrook. I think his rank was a lieutenant commander, or was he a commander? I forget.
I just have him as lieutenant, both him and Brock.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Lieutenant. Yeah, he has the lieutenant pips. It says, "Commander Regov, you'll be joining me."
Lead the way, Lieutenant.
And he leads the 2 of you up to the ready room of the Fleming. You walk in, and you see a very familiar face when you walk in. You do see Captain Herschel LaCroix, but you also see the familiar face of Commander Jacoby. I think this might be, though, the first time the 2 of you have met in person.
It's actually not.
Oh, it hasn't? It isn't?
No.
When was that?
Remember, we were rescued by
No.
the Everest.
Okay, I just forgot if you guys had met in person or not.
I don't think we met in person, but I saw him on the comm, though,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't
Good
think,
enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you guys have met face to face yet. I think this is the first time. But you do recognize him.
Oh, so I'll pip up and extend my hand. Commander Regov, is that you?
Commander, yes, good to see you. Glad
Oh,
you made
Commander.
it out.
I had hoped that we would meet under different circumstances, perhaps on Narendra Station in a bar sipping some kanar or something of the like, but I guess this will have to do. How do you do?
Doing just fine, and I've got some special stuff for that occasion. I only share it with my pilots, though, but I'll make an exception.
We'll talk about that later, Commander. It seems the captain here has some very special wards. Captain?
Indeed. Now, you two have been kept your two ships have been kept relatively in the dark about this. You know some details, but not all of them. As you may be aware, certain in this sector of space over the past couple of months, a certain element of the Tal Shiar has been at work.
Right, you mean Spectrum.
Indeed. A special operations group dedicated to acquiring various technological and scientific researches. But the thing I haven't told you is that they tend to have an end goal. They've been active before. In fact, we have records of Spectrum's activities dating all the way back to, the mid-23rd century.
I'm sorry, what?
Spectrum is not a new group within the Tal Shiar. They've been around for a long time as far as our intelligence has informed us. But whenever they crop their heads, they always have an end goal.
And what is the end goal this time, Captain?
That, I'm afraid, I don't know. But if they're active in this region of space, they must be planning something.
Operative Green seemed to have little regard for his family. We use unconventional means to get information out of them. So whatever it is, they're very dedicated to the cause.
Indeed. That much we've managed to determine. However, you have all done remarkable work. For the most part, you've managed to capture every operative that you've come across.
That should make the job easier for us, should it not, Captain?
That is correct. And, even more importantly, at every opportunity, you've managed to foil every one of their plans. Now, Commander Jacoby, you recently visited a mining colony that was that was under the control of one of the operatives, the operative that you've just handed over to us. Now, at the same time you were doing that, we've been doing our own intelligence work, and we have a few little points for you, but I think at this point it's best for the two of you to exchange notes, as the three of us, our three ships, are the best shot we've got at defeating Spectrum.
I see. Very well.
Do we know what they're planning? I mean, as far as why we're meeting up, besides discussing this, is there anything that we know, Captain?
Only what all of you have uncovered, although we do have a timetable. According to the intelligence that we've gathered, they're planning something soon, within the next few days.
I see, so we have to be quick on our feet.
Right. We have no idea what the end goal could be. It could be something that strikes at the heart of the very Federation. It could be something relatively benign.
Then we had best get the plan in right away.
Agreed.
Very well, Commander Regov, your briefing room or mine?
I can go to yours.
Who cares? They're both exactly the same anyway.
Yes, but we have hot beverages in our
Hot coffee beverages.
lemon lime tea.
That sometimes sit for several hours.
on the wall of your ready room. Okay, so you guys gonna go over to the Hadfield and go to its conference room?
Yes, and I'm going
Yeah.
to call a senior staff meeting and get all of my crew, which includes Chief Kiji and the doctor and Lieutenant Commander.
Mm-hmm. So, I'll say definitely to the, and I'll say that for the sake of, keeping things involved, Namar can also go along for this. Yes, you'll have your EXO there as well, but you could have Namar there as a representative of the fighter squadron.
Okay, sounds good.
Just to
Take us
keep
over.
everyone involved.
Take us over to a briefing room and
Yep.
give us
So,
ambient.
the one thing I will say, though, is Namar and Regov, as you go on the Hadfield, the thing you notice is that everything about this ship screams new. It's just, it feels like this ship probably came off the line maybe within the past couple of years or so. And everything about it just screams advanced. Even though it's a small little ship, it's clear that a lot of care went into every little detail.
Regov kind of sniffs around and he wipes his finger against the wall and nods in approval. Heads towards the conference room.
My wall.
And then, I also should put on some ambiance.
Ambience. Exactly. So, Commander Regov, the last time you probably seen this ship was when it was plundered to hell and back by the Orions. Is that correct?
Indeed, that was the last time, other than reading fleet reports.
Looks pretty spick and span, doesn't it?
She certainly got repaired. That's for sure. Last time I saw her, she wasn't in that great of shape.
Oh yeah, cables being pulled out, electronics missing. It was Commander Volok's worst nightmare, isn't that right?
It was troublesome.
Please have a seat. We will commence the briefing. Dr. Blackwell, Chief Kiji, since the two of you, along with Commander Volok, were at the mining facility, I expect you two to deliver all the information that you can and have remembered from the event.
Yes, sir.
We can start with the doctor. Doctor, do you have anything to say about the event?
Out of character, I wasn't actually there.
Wait, what do you mean you weren't?
Oh,
right.
Last week. He was not here last week.
Oh, damn. Well, okay, you're still here. So sorry about that. Chief Kiji, would you recount the events for us?
Well, we went down to the mining facility to do routine inspection, safety inspection type situation.
And this is where the episode becomes a clip show.
And through our investigation and careful analyzing the situation, we found that there was some problems down there. The robots were going haywire, and I had to blow some of them up and punch some of them with my power fist. And we found that there was a hidden, was it like a communications channel, or what was, there was some sort of jamming signal.
Yeah, they basically tapped into the computer and were remotely controlling it.
Oh no! He's talking specifically about the fact that
Oh,
whoever had done this had turned the comms array into a comms jammer.
oh yeah, but that too.
I think that's what he's referring to.
Well, a little of both. So yeah, we were cut off from the ship and the other away team for a short time, but we managed to resolve the situation and trying to remember what did we do after that, after we blew up everything.
Well, we split. Some of us got the communication back up. Some of us went and checked out the computer control. Eventually, we kind of regrouped there. Figured out there was, a device implanted and remote controlled the computer, which controlled all the robots. Figured out that source was the main tunnel and went down there to discover the Spectrum agent.
The Spectrum agent was the Romulan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we managed to capture the Romulan agent and bring him back, where we offered him humanitarian aid and made sure that all his comforts were met at all times.
Oh my god.
Well,
The doctor gives Kiji the stink eye from across the table.
there you have it, Commander Regov. As you can see, it's been an eventful week. The station itself was a bag of surprises, as I had only found out from my crew after they returned on. Our comms were cut off for the most part, so it was a bit hard knowing what was going on the ground. But I'm glad that the situation was diffused and that the operative was caught in our hands. Now, I assume that you also have to debrief me as to what happened.
Yes, so out of character, I'm trying to find the first time in my fleet log here. I think it was like 3 episodes ago is when we first came across one. Namar, can you tell me about a couple of weeks ago? I wasn't there for that one.
Sure. Well, it started when we were tasked to recover scientists from an outpost, Federation scientists that were doing some particular type of research, not exactly sure what it is yet. Lieutenant Commander Bordek led a way team down to the planet to basically retrieve the scientists and their research. Our team came under fire by a sniper, effectively.
I think you guys had another encounter with one of these guys before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for here.
You had one before that.
It was.
It was
Yeah.
it was with the Nightingale.
Yes. I'm just getting to it here.
Okay, well, you can start that out.
I'm just refreshing myself here real quick.
Well, that's where I don't remember, the Nightingale was on the wrong side of the neutral zone and basically was disabled, adrift a bit, requesting assistance, but there was a Romulan warbird claiming it to be theirs.
Yeah, that's the episode. So, let's see. I'm trying to... I wrote a freaking big log here. Okay, so basically, what happened was we were summoned to de-escalate situation on the neutral zone with Romulans.
Oh, who is?
It
Hello?
is Dar.
Hey, Dar.
No, hey, Dar, what's up?
Dar can be there too. You guys just quickly give him the catch up as to what's going on.
Which is
Hey, Dar,
what?
Dar, real quick, we're just giving a summary what we did for the last 3 games. So if you want to jump in too, that's great. But Regov's going to start it out.
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to get on roll 20 at the...
Yep. Yes, you're all in the to give you the basics. You are all in the Hadfield's conference room, all recounting your recent escapades with Romulans.
Okay, so Admiral Ross summoned us to the neutral zone because apparently the Nightingale and a Dederic class Romulan IRW Trevaden were both badly damaged by weapons fire, basically, and I was there to assess the situation, de-escalate as much as possible. We were able to negotiate getting on security teams. I attempted to repair the ship under their nose so we can get back across the border. But before then, one of the Tal Shiar's operatives, Operative Gold, enacted a strategy to get the real reason that he was there, which was to get the computer core information. So while we were repairing the ship, this Starfleet officer, pretending to be Vulcan, computer scientist or engineer, was repairing the computer core, and I gave the permission to wipe the core and save the information on a disk to be transported physically to the Everest. Before that could happen, he started to try to run away. The crew noticed last moment, and we were able to intercept him before he tried to escape. We captured him, interrogated him. He identified himself as Operative Gold. That his commander's name was Operative Black. Our ship was to be targeted by Operative Green, which I'll go into after Namar briefs you on the following mission after that.
Yeah, one other word about that particular mission. We were able to determine that this Vulcan scientist that he was pretending to be is the one that caused the sabotage to cause the Nightingale to go off course into the Romulan neutral zone in the first place. Looking at the deflector and some, what do I want to call it? Basically the maintenance of it, I was able to determine that there was sabotage. And when I let Lieutenant Commander Bordek know, we immediately then pursued the Vulcan through the remainder of the ship. He tried to make an escape, but we were still able to capture him. And that's basically it. At that point, the Romulans, not able to retrieve him, effectively left the scene, and we were able to basically bring the whole ship back. And then the following mission, then we were tasked to go, as I mentioned earlier, to try to retrieve scientists at an outpost and their scientific data. Once we got onto the planet, we came under fire by a TR rifle. Out of character, I hope you know that's basically a sniper rifle that teleports its projectile to within millimeters of the target. So there was a great, so you don't need line of sight, but we were able to identify that immediately and put up other type of interference fields or something to try to reduce its effectiveness, forcing them to try to gain line of sight. In the process of trying to rescue the scientists, though, the head scientist and two others were killed. Dar was able to go attack a ship that we had identified in the area and cause some damage to it. But really, once we got back towards the shuttles that we had landed, we were able to extend shields and to protect ourselves. So we were at least able, in that particular case, to get away with the data. Basically, we did retrieve the data. We still have that data in possession, but we don't know what it's about or what it concerns. We were not able to retrieve any kind of Romulan itself with a TR rifle or anything like that. So that's kind of unusual as well, in that I assume it was a Scorpion fighter, was able to escape the scene. We didn't pursue it at that time. And the next game, or shortly after that, we came under pursuit by a Scorpion fighter who seemed to have a vendetta against our crew, and basically proceeded to try to take on the entire flight of fighters. He was able to be, his ship was disabled. We were able to capture him and put him into the brig, and that's Operative Green, I guess. And there was some interrogation of him to some effect. I understand that he may have revealed some kind of coordinates, which that led me to myself, as I was investigating the fighter itself. I made sure it was powered down, but I think that's probably the same fighter, because it already had damage to its cloaking system. So The operative
Yeah.
on the planet and the operative that we captured, I think, is one and the same. Now, the data core in the fighter, I did not reactivate it, but I was able to isolate it from the rest of the ship at this point in time. I'm not an expert in encryption, so I have not tried to delve into it any further for the fear of erasing the core or causing some kind of irreparable damage, but that is in our possession now.
Yep. So we have two pieces of possible investigation avenue on board the Everest at this time. And he looks over to Dar. Do you have anything else that you can think of, Lieutenant?
No.
No, sir.
Well, Mr. Namar, this is quite the story you gave. I'm sure that if we combine our efforts together, we can figure out a solution to this encrypted data that you have. Commander Volok, do you think you could make anything out of that?
I could give it a try, sir.
I'd be happy to assist.
You are most welcome aboard our ships and aboard our science stations as well. And I will grant all crew of the Everest free stay aboard this ship for as long as you like if you have any business here or wish to help out with certain projects. As for the second thing, may you remind me, beside the encrypted data that you have, what is the other thing that we have at our disposal?
Well, I thought the commander at one point mentioned that the operative Green seemed concerned about some kind of particular coordinates. And
Yeah, I think that's part of the the coordinates that's encrypted on the computer core. That's what he let us believe, but it's that's what the Romulans operative said. So we need to have caution with what it actually is.
I see. I
but
don't
not
know.
Sorry,
go
but not necessarily caution if this information is to be acted on quickly.
Understood. I don't know what the situation is like back on the Fleming, or if they will allow us interrogation of the prisoners which we have brought along, but it doesn't hurt to ask, I suppose. If I do get permission for possible further interrogation of the prisoners, they might reveal something that we have missed, or they might make the decryption of the computer codes a lot more easier for us. If I do get the permission, Chief Kiji, would you take anyone else you deem fitting over to interrogate the prisoners? I know you have a talent for it.
Poor bastards.
No, God.
Sir, I'd be happy to have a polite and wonderful conversation with these individuals.
More stink eye from the doctor.
Just remember, Chief, as long as it's not caught on camera, you won't get any stink eyes.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Very well then. Commander Volok, would you get to work on decrypting the computer codes and take whoever else you want with you? If any of you of the Everest want to go along with my first officer, please meet him in the science laboratories downstairs.
Captain, says the doctor to Kobe, I think it's worth mentioning that we believe the Romulans may have developed personal cloaking devices. Commander Volok discovered research that was leading in that direction during the Dominion War, based upon the shroud technology. We recovered some of that technology, and we believe that upon encountering a very powerful Romulan in what appeared to be a suit of powered armor, that we may have had an infiltrator under cloak on the Hadfield for a greater or lesser period of time. But it is worth noting that one of our problems might be trying to devise a means to detect these cloaked individuals, and perhaps some of the technology that Commander Volok has in the engine room may be of assistance in that regard.
Right.
That is
Doctor?
interesting. Oh, sorry. That is interesting because the craft that we found, I believe, was a two-seater. Yet, and I did mention the TR rifle earlier. I did not find a TR rifle on the craft or in the craft. But when we disabled the craft, we beamed the occupant, all right, directly to the brig, and then brought the craft on board Everest. So Commander Regov, with a big smile, we may have a problem over there.
What's that? Sorry, I was distracted for a second.
The Romulans have personal cloaks, we believe.
Oh, okay.
So you may have some guy with a TR and a cloak and a personal cloaking device on the Everest.
Okay, noted.
Oh dear.
He took that better than I thought.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah, me too.
Whatever.
Challenge accepted.
No biggie.
Doctor, I'll tell you what, considering you came up with this idea, I am tasking you with the possible security of the Hadfield for the time being. Work along with Chief Kiji if you must, but Chief Kiji will, his primary focus will be interrogation of the prisoners. If I do not manage to get the permission of the Fleming for interrogation, then Chief Kiji, I want you to spearhead this operation, but keep the doctor in the loop at all times. He's someone that I trust.
Of course.
Doctor, until then, well, take necessary precautions if you must, or head the research, shall I say.
Aye, sir.
As for the Everest, well, that's up to you guys if you want to investigate that. I would make it a priority, however. Infiltrators aboard our ships can be very dangerous, as we've learned to find out after the several incidents in the past.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure there's nothing there. However, did we want to look into the research?
Yes, all those who wish to look into the research, you may head over with Commander Vlok to the science laboratory on the head. The rest of you, I think you have your tasks. As for my crew, at least.
Permission, Commander Regov, to have the scientist's briefcase and computer core directly beamed over to Hadfield.
Go ahead.
All right, so you're gonna have all that brought over.
Yeah.
all right.
I'd like to join that part, at least initially.
Okay, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna head the check back at the Everest for any possible stealth intruders.
Idar will help you with that.
Well, Dr. Blackwell, Chief Kiji, for now you will be working along until I get the permission of the Fleming's captain for interrogations.
Yes, sir.
Kipper.
I'm sorry.
Very well.
Someone say something.
Then this briefing is concluded.
Awesome. So the question is, what do you want to work on first?
So let me recap everything that we want to do, and you'll decide on the amount of paramount importance that it has.
Well, no,
So
I'm
we
not.
wanted-
I ain't deciding that.
Oh, god damn it, dude. Okay, so the shortest thing that could possibly go is me asking the captain of the Fleming if we can interrogate the prisoner.
So you're gonna pull up the captain of the Fleming on the horn?
Yes.
Commander, how's everything looking on your end?
Well, we've got a general plan of action, Captain, but I'm gonna need your permission for something. Are you sticking around here with us?
Yes, we are. Remember,
Very good.
the Fleming is the ship that's in charge of counterintelligence against Spectrum. We're gonna be with you for the rest of the ride.
Very good, Captain. Now, I had a proposal. I'd like to send over my chief of security aboard your ship to interrogate the Romulan prisoners. They may be withholding some information that they have not previously mentioned to some of the crew of the Everest, and I'd like to see if my chief of security can get it out of them.
While your efforts are well-intentioned, I'm sure, currently my chief of security and tactical advisor Gel Brook is currently in the process of interrogating them. However, we could uh, however, if you want, we can hand over their belongings that were found on them when they were captured.
That would be appreciated, but then I would also have another suggestion. We may believe that there is a possible threat of Romulan infiltrators aboard our ships, simply due to the fact that we found several cloaking devices back when we were at the Black Site, if you remember that incident.
Indeed, according to your report, and he pulls up a pad, he said, you were accosted by a figure with a cloaking suit. All intelligence indicates that this is likely Operative Black.
Precisely the same. However, the threat to your ship remains real as. May I send my security officer and another security officer aboard your ship to perform a search while your security officers are interrogating the prisoners?
I suppose. They can retrieve the personal effects, and he does the air quotes, of our operatives while they're at it.
Very good. I will have them sent over momentarily, if that's okay.
Very well. Again,
Thank you, Captain.
keep a sharp eye out. Romulan
Thank you, Captain.
infiltrators on either ship is a big deal.
Understood, Captain. We are working on it with the utmost haste. Commander Jacoby. And I'll ping my com. Do you have the sound effect or no?
Oh, give me a hard sec. I've been working on that thing while you guys are doing all of this.
Chief Kiji, come in.
Kiji?
Go ahead, sir.
You will be taking, what's his name? You will be taking crewman Marth with you over to and performing the same check that Dr. Black will be performing on our ship. The threat of infiltrators also extends to them, not only us.
Understood, sir. What's the story with interrogation?
That's a negative on that one, I'm afraid.
I understand.
However, you will pick up the prisoner's personal belongings while you are there, and you will search them for anything meaningful.
Understood.
Very well. Make due haste over to the Fleming when you can.
And I make my way with utmost haste to the transporter room.
You make your way with due haste. No, not that. I don't want an animated background. Transporter room. So yeah, you hop over to the transporter room. And you get on the pad, and Biss is behind the transporter controls. He said, I got the coordinates for the, Fleming's transporter pad. Are you ready?
Always. Beam me over.
Very well. And you appear on the transporter pad of the Fleming. I'm gonna pull us over to this map. This map, yes. Okay.
Is there anyone there to greet me?
I mean, there's a transporter chief, and again, you're on a Saber class vessel. It's meant for tactical work, so there is a security officer, enlisted crewman, there as well.
Okay.
They keep those stationed at it's probably a standing order on the ship that there always be a security officer in transporter rooms.
Sounds good. So I guess I would start looking around the ship, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Plus, I'd go and collect the personal belongings like I was ordered to.
Yeah, collecting the personal belongings is not a particularly difficult task. You go to the sort of the tactical area, main main security, and they have sort of a little storage locker off to the side. And they open it up and they proceed to take out, let me see, how many is it? It's, I think, four briefcases? Because how many did you guys catch?
We got the one,
Well,
they caught two, I think.
no, I think you guys got two. You managed
Just
to
the one.
You guys managed to stop the one that was going to try and destroy the Fleming. Remember?
We did?
With the minefield?
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
four then.
So he was never on board the Hadfield, but he was captured, so his effects too.
Alright, so I collect all the effects and I ask if there's a private area where I might be able to do some research on my own without being disturbed.
And one of them, one of the security personnel nods, just, human, nods, points over to a room down the hall.
Very good, thank you. And I go to the room and start basically pouring out all the belongings and going through them. I mean, literally
Pouring over.
pulling things apart.
Okay, so as has been mentioned, it's the each of the cases has a Romulan disruptor in them. Along a couple of them, I don't think all of them do, but I think most of them have a Romulan dagger for close quarters combat. The other thing, again, worth noting is that if you've seen sort of the way that the Romulans dress in TNG and everything, they sort of have the shoulders are kind of puffy, and they sort of wear these sort of puffy-ish outfits. That's not the case with any of these outfits. They are slim. They are very close fitting. The best thing I can describe them to you is, you remember, if you guys have played Stowe, it's sort of those, like, jackets that they wear, that the Romulans wear in Stowe.
Gotcha.
Big shiny green ones.
I don't know if they're particularly shiny. No,
They're all wearing.
No,
They're all wearing tactical necks.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
Those things, yeah, it's those. But also, again, of note, on the shoulders are the triangular epaulets. One of them is silver, one of them is gold, one of them is orange, and one of them is green.
Okay. Does anything, look tampered with, or like it might be hiding something or concealing something?
Or might explode.
Or that.
I'd like you to give me an insight security difficulty 2 check.
All
And
right.
you don't have any momentum, because that's all the Everests. And by the by, we are in a new scene, so you guys go down a momentum.
Oh, rega ditcha momentum.
All right. Insight, security.
You have any focuses that apply?
No, other than, I have a value of freedom fighter, but
No, that will not do it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, roll them bones.
All right.
Nope. You're sort of looking these things over, and again, sort of what you do notice one other thing that I should have mentioned at the beginning, and I'll use this as the opportunity to say it. One other thing that a couple of the outfits, the what was it? I think it was the orange and gold ones also found on them were two small little triangular little chip like things that are maybe I'm just trying to think, maybe about the size of a corn chip.
Okay.
But those were only recovered out of those were only recovered from the pockets of 2 of them, I believe.
Can I interact with the chips like with a tricorder or anything like that?
Okay, insight, security, or engineering. Difficulty, I'm gonna say is 2. And you got it. You're looking it over, and you actually find there is a little catch on them that you snap it apart and it clips off into 2 halves. And looking at them, it looks like they're kinda see-through now that they've been kept separate.
So together they're opaque, but when you take them apart, they disappear?
Well, they're not completely transparent. They're translucent.
Okay.
What are they?
Who knows?
Well, you do, clearly.
All right. So I'll make a note of that. And do I see anything else that I could interact with or check out?
I will let you make with that. I'll let you make an insight security difficulty 1 roll. Now that you've got that. Looking carefully, you make a pretty obvious connection. These triangular chips are the same size and shape as the epaulets on the uniforms.
Okay.
So, you go over to one of them, and you sort of tap it a little bit, and you realize that outside of the gold and the orange ones, which were the ones you already had, the shoulders on the green and silver ones, they can be sort of peeled off.
Okay. I'll go ahead and peel them off and see what happens.
It's more of those triangular pieces that are translucent.
And what happens if I take 1/2 of a piece from one uniform and 1/2 from the other and put them together?
They are still translucent, but you have a little bit of a harder time seeing through them.
Okay.
You have well, it's not so much a harder time seeing through them, but it's the color is different.
All right. And so I'll take all of them out, and basically I'll pocket one of them and then put all the rest back.
You mean one from each, or just one of them?
Just one.
Which one?
From the gold.
From gold. Got it.
All right, and then I put them back and put them back into the case. And also I put the color back on top like the way that they were originally.
Very well.
And I pick up the cases and go back out and begin my security sweeps of the ship.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and with that, I think we'll go to another group. Who do we want to go to?
Let's do one of the research or investigating teams.
Yeah, that sounds good. Who are we going to go to?
Let's go with Namar's group.
Which one is that?
That's the one with so it's Velok and Namar.
And what are they
so
doing?
the encryption stuff?
Science!
The encryption stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
I am so pleased
Blo-
that I get to do this. Give me a moment.
That I don't
Block's
like
got
the
the
sound of
lead.
that.
Okay, so
Everyone reach under your chair for an extended task.
no. Hang on. Let me copy this. Okay. So, I'm about to post something in the general chat for you guys. So, I assume that you guys are going to open up the files that have been recovered from the from Operative Green's ship.
Attempt to, I guess.
Yep,
Yes.
okay,
After
so-
we make sure it's not gonna just.
Yep. So
Delete it.
I forget. Namar, have you seen this? Have you seen the encrypted files before?
No, I have not.
Okay. So Valak, you run it through the encryption. Actually, no. I need you to make me a control, engineering, or security. I'm gonna say difficulty 2.
Can Namar assist with that?
Yes, he can.
Or I could
Gotcha.
take the lead. Control engineering is right up my alley.
Yeah, but it's also Vlog's alley. Which one has the higher
Yeah.
score?
Yep. So control engineering would be 15, and I do have a nice computers focus now since the last milestone.
And I'll allow that. What about
Yeah.
you, Namar?
I got a higher score, but I don't have a focus, so
Hmm.
Valak can take the lead.
Very well, and I'll give you a threat for an extra die.
I am so pleased.
I know, but we don't. We're on the head.
Assisted by ship's computers.
Yeah, assisted by ships. I'm gonna say computer security.
Okay.
Okay, the Hadfield gets 2 momentum.
And assisted by the web ship's what
Computer-
security?
Computer security.
Computer security.
Nope.
Okay.
Either way, Valak generates 2 momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. So
On the Hadfield.
So you run it through as much decryption and through the universal translator as much as you can get it, and you have that Google Doc open?
That we are, yes.
There you go.
Okay. Oh,
This is cool.
no. Oh, Christ.
Yep. Good luck.
Well,
Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say.
well, any suggestions?
I'm looking at it.
Oh, this is probably one of my best designed puzzles yet.
Oh,
You have
Christ.
no idea how long this took me to put together.
Hmm.
Well, if we break it down by sentence, the first sentence would seem to have something like reverse engineering.
Hmm.
Second sentence seems to have something like civilization.
I will warn, I will warn, there is no harm in coming back to this later.
Yeah, that's possibly. Okay, we're doing the stuff. How about that whole search for infiltrators?
Okay.
I was also interested in if if there was anything as far as leading towards coordinates, because was my impression from our interrogation.
What I've basically given you is that this is as decrypted as you are gonna get this thing.
What about running it through like the ship's computer, possibly linking up all 3 ships together to pool the resources to come out with possible conclusions?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna spend 2 threat to basically say nope. or at the very least, you try it and it doesn't work.
Gotcha.
This is not cheesing your way out of this with good rolls this time, guys. This time you guys gotta figure this shit out.
Oh yeah, yep.
Given enough time, I could take a stab at it, but...
Well, I think there's more, but I think there might be more stuff, but I kind of need to wait until we meet up again for character stuff.
Yep. So but next thing you said you want to do is you want to try and see about finding an infiltrator.
Yep, because that was the other task, because we gotta check like every ship.
Okay, this actually isn't going to be too hard, because this'll be, I'm going to say, an extended task, reason engineering, work track 12, magnitude 3. Yeah. With a difficulty, the task's starting difficulty is 4. And
I think we had Kiji gonna be checking the Fleming.
Well, what this is gonna be you developing a way, because it sounds like what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out how to deal with a cloaked intruder.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's.
Well, I got an idea on that, because there's got to be a huge power requirement to any kind of cloaking device, even personal. I also have a focus in deflector shields and force fields, so it's a deflection type technology. And
I will allow that to be a focus.
And there was one other thought I had. Trying to think of it now. Give me a second.
Well, either way, this is going to be an extended task.
Okay, well, I can do that. I got
guys.
Miracle Worker.
So does Verloc.
Oh no!
Did you guys bring back any cloaking devices with you when you saw it on the black site? Did you scan them?
We should have a couple, right, Verloc?
Did we ever get them back from the
yes,
Fleming?
that was the thing I was going to say to you, Blackwell. You got all your stuff back.
Excellent.
There was no need for you to demolish that.
Or at least Blackwell, you got all your research back. You unfortunately lost your physical ones.
Well, of the neural chip, not the the cloaking technology.
Yeah, but
we can at least have a base to start. Then.
Yes, you. I think that with a easy request to the Fleming, yes, they'll let you take a crack at the cloaking tech if it's for the purpose of preventing an intruder.
All right.
Yep, that's what I was kind of getting at.
So, well then, shall we?
It's gonna be the engineers leading
here. Yeah, sounds like so.
Yeah,
had ideas about You said a deflector and shield style focus or what?
I will allow deflectors to be a focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could actually go down to deflector control to help us do it all.
Yeah, in fact, I'll bring you guys over to it. Welcome to the Hadfield Science Labs.
Hey!
Can you guys hear the TNG hum? Okay.
Yeah, I hear it now.
Okay. So, there you go. You guys are in the science lab, and you're going to work on this. This is going to be, as I said, reason engineering. Difficulty 4. Work track 12. Magnitude, I think I said, was 3.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, I can assist and you
Yeah.
can proceed.
Okay, so we'll access deflector control from here, and also power requirements for such a device, and use my focus.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna use a momentum. I don't know what ship that would be.
It'll be yours. You're going to be using your own ship's momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it'll give me 3 dice to start with. And ship assisting, and then Lieutenant Commander Balak assisting. Is that right?
The ship, I think, yeah, will be able to assist with, I'm going to say, computer security.
Understood.
Now, is
So
that
roll
enough?
when you're
Is
ready.
that enough dice? I hope so. I think
Well,
so.
we'll see. Go ahead, roll the thing, and then I'll roll the.
Yep.
Okay, Vlog. Can you roll the assist?
Oh god, roboting.
Hello?
I'm getting a bunch of roboting from you guys.
Everybody is a robot. Resistance is futile.
I'm hearing robots die.
Ugh. Ooh, this is ugly.
Resistance is futile.
Looks like
Submit to the board.
Discord's voice connection is crap for me.
Oh, well, hell, why am
We're back.
Let me try that. Why are we... Okay, that might help. Hang on. There we go. Switch servers.
We failed. Neither way.
Yes, you failed. Okay. So, you can try it again.
Yeah, go ahead, roll again. Is it gonna be a hard difficulty or something?
No, it's just still going to be difficulty 4, but it just means that you spent a resource and didn't get anywhere.
And I'm
Yep.
gonna use another momentum.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Now,
Oh, nice, yeah.
now,
Come on, Vlog. We need the one, man. Do not fail me, Vlog.
there you
There
go.
we go.
Hey!
So now Toolbox can roll his 7 challenge dice. So yeah, Namar, as you're kind of trying to work with the Hadfield's computers to simulate a way that this kind of tech would work, it's not easy going, because, well, you've never really worked with a computer system like the Hadfields before, but Valak comes over and he sort of shows you, no, it's these controls for simulating that effect.
Advantages of a new shiny ship.
Mm-hmm. So you only got 3 work done.
Yeah, I'd like to try to increase that for a breakthrough.
You don't have any momentum, though.
Yep.
But he can give you threat, can he not?
I don't think you can give threat to...
Nope, it's just momentum, yeah.
Uh-huh.
How about determination?
I'm gonna say no.
Yep.
So if
Just
you want,
the
used
Hadfield?
another resource.
yep. So if you
From the
want,
Hadfield?
Valak can give it a hit
Yeah, if you.
because he's got resources, and Namar can assist this time.
Alright, Vlog, my dude.
And
Here's the moment.
we are using the computers. Computers focus.
No.
Darn it. I tried. Yep. Yeah. So take the momentum. And let's see what happens.
Nice.
Okay, ships
And I got
rolling.
one die with a focus.
Uh huh.
We already got it, so everything past this is just momentum
And
for
you get a
us.
And
get your
get the
momentum
momentum back.
Valak. Okay, so
Yep.
roll your 7.
Yep. Okay. Enter.
That's a breakthrough right there, I think.
Yeah, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 10.
Which means miracle worker to
Damn.
break.
Yep. So yeah, with some clever thinking, you've actually found a way to emit a tachyonic pulse inside the ship that shouldn't affect anyone, but would be enough to overload the power source of any kind of cloak that might be inside the ship. It's kind of a wonky theory, because usually whenever you try to force something to decloak with a tachyon pulse, it's always something outside the ship.
It's very clever, Commander.
Well, in theory.
Before any such pulse was activated, though, I would suggest that both ships have security teams placed all around the ship.
Agreed.
You're still gonna need one more check though, but it's only gonna be difficulty 2 this time.
Cool. And come on. Come on, roll 20, goddammit.
Okay, ship's rolling. Namar, there you go.
And you get a momentum. So, yeah, roll it, although you're only gonna need 2 on the challenge dice, so...
You never know, he might roll all 0.
Stop that.
Or not.
Yeah, yeah, you're good, man. You're good. A little bit of even more clever thinking. If you keep the 3 ships, you sort of calculate the formation that they have to be in. But if you put them in a particular formation, with the Hadfield's advanced sensors pinging off the tactical capabilities of both the Everest and the Fleming, you should actually be able to provide full cloak jamming coverage to all 3 ships.
Yes. If we rearrange our position and connect with each ship, we can cover each section. We shall have to bring this to the captains.
Lieutenant Commander Volok, do you think, prior to any kind of tachyon pulse, should we put any investigation into the scientific data that was required? Based on my general understanding of it, and this was just chatting with some of the scientists, it might be revolving around neural or prosthetic enhancements, but that's speculation based on my looking into the background of that particular scientist, what kind of papers he had written.
Was that what he was? What was the papers he had written?
I'd asked the game master at the time, what was the scientist known for? Had he published anything and
okay,
such?
yes.
And then the scientists also revealed that things were highly compartmentalized in the research station, but one particular scientist's expertise was neural enhancements like visors,
Yes.
Geordie's new eyes, that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Correct.
That'd be red.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do next?
I'm just wondering if we want to try to open the scientist's briefcase. We were never really told to deliver it anywhere, so
you
I'm
still
not
have
sure
it?
what would. Yeah, well, I beamed it over here with the core.
All right. Well, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say to open this briefcase. You check the briefcase, and yeah, there's an electric lock on it. Probably coded to maybe a biosignature of some kind. Maybe a specific code that someone would know, but you really have no way of knowing off the top of your head. You could try to brute force it, of course.
Well, we have the body of the scientists, all three.
To try and brute force the thing would be a control engineering difficulty 3. Control engineering or security.
Not saying that we want to actually do anything with it at this time. I'm just pointing out that we have it. So it's above my pay grade for sure. It's only a cheat
as well. So
Perhaps we shall hold off on that for now. I think discovering if we have any infiltrators aboard any of our ships takes priority.
Okay.
Very good. That's good.
So what would you guys like to do next?
So, if everyone's agreed, set up the whole pulse and try and see if we can decloak some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inform the captains of the plan and what we found, and have them prepare accordingly.
The captains will agree, I presume. I cannot speak for Mr. Regov, but sure, I agree.
So,
yep, agreed.
Yep, and Captain LaCroix also is very much in agreement.
Commander, do you want me to return to the Everest prior to our tachyon pull?
Yes, I'll need you to help bridge our ship systems.
God damn it.
Where do we think you need the most, Chief?
Let me spin the thing.
Well, I leave that at your discretion, Commander Raga.
Oh no, I can't spin it.
All right, go ahead and get back to the Everest then, Chief. We could always use your hand here.
Very good, sir. So I go back to Everest and main engineering.
Mm-hmm. So, stop moving. Whoever's moving the Everest around, cut it out.
I was like, does this involve a dance or what?
No, that's not me doing that.
I was just...
Someone.
Okay, so the Hadfield moves into position right here.
Hey, tiny ship.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to need Volok to give me a... I'm gonna say control engineering difficulty 2? No, 3. Assisted by the ship's, I think that sensors security.
So Hadfield sensors.
So it's down to 3 again.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
Yep. And
Take a momentum. Take 2 if you want. Actually,
well, yeah.
do you want 2 or?
Well, I'll say we'd have to, for the next die, you have to up it, so it'd be 3 momentum.
Oh, so
I'd save it just in case for a complication.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
saying.
take
Maybe,
just the 1.
Yeah.
yeah, just take the 1 and we'll gamble a little, not a lot.
Yepper. Hit it. Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
On
Just
ship.
gravy. Nope. It's okay. You still hit it.
Yep.
You all watch as a sort of hum of blue light coats the Hadfield, and then you on the Hadfield watch as the coat of blue light goes over the Everest and the Fleming, and you're Regov, you're on the bridge of the Everest. Jacoby, you're on the bridge of the Hadfield, and I assume Juez is not back at tactical, is he?
He's on the Fleming, investigating
Yeah,
traders.
still
Yeah.
investigating.
So, Regov, who's at your tactical station?
It's going to be Bordic.
Okay, so yeah, Bordic will report that no, there's nothing. No.
Noted. Nothing here in the Everest. That was fleet-wide.
Yep. And for you on the Hadfield, nothing
Dr.
here.
Dr. Blackwell is investigating the Hadfield intrusion.
So in that case, Blackwell would be on the bridge for this, and he'd be at sensor ops. Blackwell, nothing. No cloaked. Nobody is cloaked on the Hadfield.
No intruders aboard, Captain.
Understood. What about the Fleming?
After a couple seconds, LaCroix calls over, says, "We're all clean here, Commander."
Right, Captain. Would you mind sending my security officers back to me then?
Very well. I'll send him over in just a moment. Captain LaCroix out. And cuts comms.
Okay. There ain't no spies aboard this ship.
That's right.
So, Commander Jacoby to Commander Vlok.
Go ahead, sir.
How is the progress on the decryption going?
Not well, sir. It's only partially been decrypted.
Understood. Stand by. Dr. Blackwell, would you mind heading down to the...
Down where?
Yeah, cut out there.
Doctor?
Yeah.
Did you hear anything that I just said? No? Okay.
You cut out.
Can you go down to the science lab and help them out, please?
I could certainly try, Captain.
Go ahead.
And I'll head down that way.
Mm-hmm. And at about this time, let me see. Where is it? As Jueza returns to the Hadfield's transporter room.
Home sweet home.
Okay. And you arrive and you're carrying these briefcases. You got these briefcases with you. Biss steps forward and he says, "Can I help you with that? You look like you've got quite a bit with you."
Sure. Here you go. As I literally hand them all to him at one time.
You know, he picks up a couple of the cases.
Oh no, I hand every single one of them to him, so I'm not carrying them.
Okay. And you know, he's sort of struggling to carry all of them. Where would you like these?
Let's see here. Where did I want those?
Anytime, Chief.
We'll take them down to the science lab for now. I want to have some things looked at.
Okay. And you know, he sort of slowly stumbles behind you.
And I walk at a very calm, leisurely pace.
Mm-hmm. And you eventually find yourself down in the science lab. And it looks like it's a small party. Everyone's here. Well, you know, not everyone, but Valak, Namar,
Right.
Okay.
Blackwell.
What you guys doing?
Well, we have been attempting to decrypt information sent over from the Everest. It's slow going. Were you able to find anything?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually found something kind of interesting here. And I have him put the cases down and open one and show him the green one and peel the thing off to show them what happens when you put them together and all that.
Yeah, and you got these green. You have a green chip, and yeah, it's a green, opaque chip.
May I see that?
By all means.
So I'll take the chip and put it into its two component parts again,
Yep.
where they become like semi-transparent or whatever.
Which one is this again?
Whichever one he had in his hand.
You said green, right?
Green, yep.
Okay, and I will put them up to look through them and look at the code to where we have it.
That is what you see.
Okay, is the green what I see or the white what I see?
Both.
Aha! I think these devices, one way or another, in some combination, are there. The Everest is. The green is hard to read.
A wrench?
A wrench. Wrench. Ooh.
The Grinch?
Oh, hang on. I might have... Oh,
Yeah,
hang on.
sorry.
hang on.
The green is really hard to read on the gray.
No, and there's also, I also, looks like I missed one.
Okay.
That's also green.
Okay. If I
What do you
highlight
guys
it,
think?
maybe. The Everest is a wrench.
Oh, I see.
I pull out the old notepad right this down.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
Oh, Christ.
I mean, don't worry, dude. I used to play Silent Hunter where I decoded Enigma messages. I got.
I've been playing point-and-click adventure games for, like, the past 2 months, and just... my everything is this.
L-N-O-U-R-P-L. Okay. Something's weird after wrench. That's
Like a-
L
I know the ending is must be eliminated.
N O U R P L A. Oh, a wrench in our plan.
Yep, there we go.
Except
Must be
there's-
eliminated.
Yeah. In our play, actually.
Yeah, it's
Must be
played.
eliminated. Okay, so I think what we need to do at this point is look at this message
Each time with
different
each
colored
little chip,
glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haha! Doctor for the decryption win.
Yeah. So, which are you gonna
You and
do?
your fancy extended tasks and all.
Which are you gonna do next?
Red.
Orange, you mean?
Yeah, orange. Sorry, red was the scientist guy.
Yup. Hold up.
Fleming must be destroyed.
Ew.
Dispatch after
Hadfield.
Hadfield, yeah.
rendezvous.
Yep.
We'll dispatch after Hadfield rendezvous, which was the whole landmine thing.
Minefield. Yep.
Yeah.
And by the way, so now that you've got that, I'll also be kind enough to do this, because I should have also done this for you. Just to keep things consistent and easy to follow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
That way you have the messages you have already uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So next.
So we have green, orange, gold, and silver. Is that correct?
Yes.
So gold.
All right, which was the most recently captured Romulan?
Silver.
Is green.
Or yes, actually, technically
Yeah,
green.
green. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So gold or silver next.
Silver would be the next most recent.
Okay.
Oh, silver then.
Oh, I'm so proud of this puzzle.
I just wish you had used black text on white paper.
Oh,
like a
hang on. I
human
think something's kind of funky with this top line. Oh, shoot. Give me a sec.
I was gonna say, yeah. There's.
Hang on. There's hang on.
The encryption software needs to reboot.
Yep. Encryption machine broke.
402 not found. What?
Nope, I didn't mean that. I meant... Oh, God damn it. Make that darker. No. Ah. Everything is terrible. There. And then... I think it's... this one. There you go. That should be it. I know, this one's even worse.
I was talking about how he's going, the automated center, and how he's going to escape in the mole, and
settled into. Well, so that's the mining thing, right?
yep.
Okay, so what's gold?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, dude, I'm a bit colorblind. This is hurting me.
See,
Sorry, buddy.
this is. See, Grinnan likes the whole Elcar's presentation in the hardcover book, and he's just carrying it forward to kill me, like needles into my irises.
Must
So good.
must retrieve
Must retrieve.
night.
Nightingale.
Yep, Nightingale. Computer, blah blah. Also, it's just talking about the retrieving of the computer core.
Copy.
This is fun.
Confirmed. Bioneural.
Schematic locations unknown.
Okay, Grinnan, any way you could give us like just the sentences that we've gotten without all the other letters in between to make life easier?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Because I am, I unfortunately had to get this from I had to do a weird thing where I had to email it to myself.
Oh, that's
Because
fine.
I was moving from one place to another.
Just get the old notebook out.
Bioneural.
No.
CSI. Combined neural
What is this?
computer, PROC, confirmed bio or neural computer process. Sing, confirmed bio neural processing.
Computer
back.
Processing backup. Schematic location unknown.
Mhm.
Okay.
Y'all are welcome.
Oh yes, we will certainly think of some way to thank you for this. Okay, so is any of this talking about anything we don't already know about? What about this retrieval of the computer core?
That was the Everest one there.
Okay.
Yeah, that the neutral zone. It looks like they were looking for something specific in the computer storage on that ship, specifically a schematic.
Backup schematic for the neural processor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got from that.
And that's all 4 of the chips that you have.
Okay.
Shall we order it in the order that we captured them? Possibly those are like log entries, so we can like make more sense out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, all of this is information we already know from the various encounters of the Hadfield and the Everest. There's nothing talking about something that we haven't encountered yet, I don't think.
Except for the backup schematics. That's about the only.
But that was when the Everest went to rescue the damaged ship in the neutral zone.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a computer core, yeah.
Hey guys, just got to cut in here. You mentioned the chips that we have. Can we make a chip with a certain color?
You could try.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, say, black?
Black. Or red, because that neural scientist was red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Yep, there you go. So
Okay.
if we can do that, maybe we can read more of this.
Mm-hmm. So you can give it a shot.
Good thinking, Block.
This will be a control and to come up with the designs for one of these. First, this is going to be a sort of a gated task. This is going to be an insight, science, or engineering, difficulty 2, to sort of figure out how these things work.
Mm-hmm.
Then a control engineering check. Control or reason engineering check to make your own. And you have to it'll also be difficulty 2, but you have to specify what color.
Okay. So shall we try red first?
Sure.
All right. So insight engineering and it's difficulty 2. Maybe spend momentum. Just.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm not gonna have any focuses for that part.
Okay, that's the 2 successes. So yeah, the technology. Oh, and you can re-roll that 0.
Yeah.
Velok, how much momentum we at? I have to DC
two.
from the
It'd be
roll,
2.
from the roll 20 because
What was that? You cut out a lit.
I had to DC from roll 20 due to connection issues, so we're at 2 momentum. Yeah.
Yep.
2, and I was questioning. It's like, shall we gamble to try and get the one I spent back, or
Go for it.
yeah, Yeah, that's gamble. Don't roll a complication.
Nope, nothing doing.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it's a really pretty clever system. You can't quite get the miniaturization of them down exactly, but you know, for your purposes, you can make a facsimile.
Right. I don't think we need them super small.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to make them super stealthy like these ones, but
Cool.
so yeah, tell me what color you want to make.
So yeah, we're focusing on red for now.
Okay. You make a red one, then that's going to be a control engineering difficulty 2.
Replicators focus.
Yes, I will allow it.
I was gonna say if we're using the replicators.
Totally. I will totally let you use your replicators focus.
Yep. And spend another momentum.
Yeah, sure.
See if maybe we can. Come on, rolled.
Okay, you're gonna at least make it. Now you can roll, see if you're gonna get your momentum back.
Mm-hmm.
Bless. Gonna take 2 threat. Thank you. Well, actually, no. You know what? Complication? You said you were making red.
Yes.
You make it and you look through it, and it's not really. You can see the white text through it, but it's pretty clear to you that there is no coded message for the red.
Okay.
There's no.
So I guess
There's no text combo for the red.
Black then?
Okay.
Because we know there's a black.
Okay, give me a control engineering check, difficulty 2.
Okay.
Nice. You get a momentum. And do I have it? I might actually. You pick it up and you take a look at the text, and you get. This is what it looks like now. Wait. Yep. That.
What happens if we use all of the chips?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because black is technically all colors. So maybe everything but the red one.
Everything but the red one. I don't have the thing for that put together, unfortunately.
Oh. We can use all of them, including the red one, if you have a thing for that.
All of them. No, I nothing there either.
Okay.
It's more of a. I didn't have it ready quite in time. Let me just think. Let me think for a sec, because I might be able to. Well, basically, what you get is, unfortunately, to say that you'd have to consider all of it, but it's all of that put together. All four of those messages put together. It's all that highlighted. And whatever is left is what's in the white.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so Spectrum, we have your standard Roy G. Biv, correct? So we didn't see anything red. We got orange. We haven't done yellow.
Okay, you can try that. So that'll be another difficulty 2 check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. Get another momentum. And you look through it and no dice. It's like with the red one.
Okay.
Okay, so the orange was good, red was no good, orange was, yellow was not, green we got something. I wonder if they're skipping.
No, I'm just wondering, like, when they're all on it, it's all the stuff is highlighted, but then I'm wondering if we just have to figure out what the black is without basically the colors in there. If that's another message. Because, let's see.
So you're thinking we don't need to go through the other colors of the spectrum to see what the unused stuff is?
Possibly. I'm just wondering. I'm
There,
gonna see
if you're trying to go through the colors of the rainbow, there are still 2 left.
Okay, so.
Blue and violet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to suggest like blue maybe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
blue would be next because we've already done green.
Yep, just
Got
gonna have
plenty
to
of
make.
momentum.
Yeah, just gonna have to make a few. Yeah, sure. Spend a momentum. just a block going through making each freaking one.
Because although I'm not sure if this is just Wild Goose Chase, but like some of the cap letters,
Mm-hmm.
there's toward the beginning like tra. I haven't seen what that's what code that starts.
You generate 2 momentum. And you wait. Of course, duh. You look through the glass and
Oh God!
Hey,
God, no.
Target eliminated.
Oh, this is.
God.
I think this is the sniper.
Oh, is this okay?
God damn this blue gray text bullshit.
Seriously, I mean, this is what happens for people who love the L cars. It rots their brains.
Them L cars though.
No, God. I actually decided earlier today that instead of spending money on the hardbacks, I'm just going to have the printer-friendly PDFs print out at Office Max with a spiral bind because it's.
Oh, there you go.
Coward. You are a coward.
Dude, man, I was sitting trying to read the Sciences division this afternoon. I don't know if it's just the slight astigmatism I have or my old eyes, but man,
yeah, see,
that
I'm 21. I don't have to deal with that BS.
Right, I'm gonna take my glasses off for this.
You're welcome.
Something about research file acquisition.
Power source.
Target eliminated research acquisition
File
failed.
power.
Process still unknown.
Slight setback. Research acquisition. Huh.
So it's it's the sniper confirming that they didn't get the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What thing were they after?
It was the Everest one of the Everest things. When we went down, there were researchers and there was a sniper with a TR rifle.
Right, but what was the research? What were they?
Whatever's in the box at the moment, or the briefcase.
The scientific data.
The researcher's briefcase. Okay.
Yeah, that we'd have to break into at the moment, but maybe we can.
Or we can hack into. So yeah, I say we go ahead and
No.
make indigo and violet lenses and see if we can get anything else, because we still haven't used all the letters, I don't think.
Mhm. Oh yeah, no, we still got plenty.
I will
Okay.
say with that, yeah, you do go through the remaining 2 just to keep things moving, because you seem
Mhm.
like you're on a good track to do it. You go through the
Oh,
remaining 2.
you don't want me to generate more momentum?
No. You go through the remaining 2 and nothing else.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then whatever is left should spell out a message
Yeah.
all on its own.
Yep. So yeah, all of them together, just whatever's left in black from taking out all those. Ugh.
Oh boy, don't you guys like decryption? I
Hey,
bet
guess what?
Alan
You know
Turing
what?
had a
I
fun.
had to do this, so
Yeah.
you all can bite it.
I bet Alan Turing sure had a hell of a time at fucking
Okay.
what's it called? The place in...
Bletchley Park.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. Somebody else will probably do this because I've got things covered up, so we'll use that one.
Oh, nice.
My headset just died for the last minute. What did I miss?
I love this.
A whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Decryption fun. Just oh Christ.
Research, acquisition,
Failed. It basically the sniper confirming that they botched getting the brief.
Oh man. Oh, I'm having way too much fun with this.
Well, sure, you are.
Ugh.
Somebody's probably faster at this than I am, but I'm trying to go through and just take out all the letters that we've
Yep.
seen.
Yeah, I'm trying that too.
Now, I will say there actually is I'll admit it, if you do know how to format in Word, and know how to do text boxes, there's an easier way to do it. I think. No, wait, no, never mind. I don't think.
Nope.
Nope, you can't
Yeah.
do it that way.
He doesn't know.
Nope, I thought I knew, but I wasn't. No. I am so pleased with myself with this one.
Uh,
Well, you gotta admit, it's not a bad puzzle.
oh yeah.
Well, it's a tedious one.
Decryption. Fun job. Wouldn't
Today
like to do it.
Today I'm lost.
Yeah. This might be the point where you could throw us a bit of a bone, you know, so we don't spend way too much, perhaps.
Wait, no, now that you've got them all? Okay, actually, wait, I do have it for you then.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Brennan.
Just throw it in that bone, goddammit.
Alright, we blow up the Hatfield.
No.
There you
Why is
go.
it always the Hadfield?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There you go. That's all of them together.
Red as betrayed.
No.
Okay.
Been
Been handled.
handled. So that was when they ganked him.
Yep. Okay.
More resistance. Right. More.
Resistance. Expected. Will.
Return to PRIS.
Prism.
Oh, right.
To
Check on Project White.
We'll return to Prism to check on Project White.
okay now.
So maybe Prism was the research base that the Everest found. Project White might be the research that they're after.
Hmm.
So I think our next step is trying to get into that last research briefcase without destroying whatever data it may contain.
And then work our way from there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that research is, they want it bad.
Now, well, there is one other thing that you guys haven't done.
I was gonna say that the white also is.
Well, no, there is.
Oh,
No, oh no, I'm saying like we might have to break into that. We also need to. Forget it. I'm blanking now.
There's something that you guys were gonna do that I think you forgot about. There was a line of inquiry that you wanted to make that you forgot about.
Oh, are you talking about?
about the in the decoding process or elsewhere?
No, elsewhere. And I only remind you of it because I recall you saying you guys wanted to do it.
Oh, are you talking about our thing last week where we were talking about the
Research?
No, not
Vulcan?
you. No, actually, it's not you guys specifically. Specifically, not the Hadfield.
Oh, it's
Okay.
the Everest.
Oh.
Go on, Everest. What'd you want to do?
Was it us?
Yeah, there's one other thing that you guys have that you haven't looked at yet.
Something about coordinates.
The coordinates.
Yeah, and the computer core.
for possibly the base that's being talked about.
Prism?
Yep. Okay. Yes.
I just kind of had to give you that because you were going in the wrong direction, and if I let you go in it, you guys would have taken an additional, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, let's
Thank
look
you
at
for that.
their coordinates.
Okay? So yeah, you're gonna run through the list of all the places the thing has been in recent memory. I'd like someone to give me a insight engineering or insight con check. Difficulty is 2 at this point.
Namar, since it's the Everest, would you like to take it?
Yeah, Everest can take this one.
Just trying to think of focuses that might apply. Can I go off of warp trails or such?
What you're doing is you're checking the coordinates in its computer core.
Okay, well, I don't have a computer focus, but I got a decent con. So you said control con.
Insight.
Oh, control insight.
Yeah.
Even better.
Insight con.
Trying to check everyone else's stuff here. Let's see.
My insight's decent.
has a computer, but they're not here. Unless someone else from a different crew wants to come over and has computers or something.
Yeah, I'm not a navigator, so.
Oh wait, navigator? I have astro navigation.
That'll do.
There
Alright.
you go.
Astro navigation will absolutely do as a focus. So insight engineering or insight con, difficulty 2.
So am I assisting or am I leading?
Sounds like you're leading.
Yeah.
And I will
leading.
allow a single assist.
By the ship or by a player?
By a player.
Insight engineering.
Ragoff, you might be better than me, Ragoff, as far as assisting.
Who, Shishran?
Either or.
For what's it? Insight in engineering?
Or insight
Insight
con.
con.
Or insight con. That's why I thought of Ragoff himself.
Oh no, he doesn't have a high insight. Let me check the XO.
Well, there's mine out of the way.
No. Trying to see who has a good insight. That would be on board the Everest.
I'm an 8-4, so I'm not the best.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Blackwell can roll a 13 using inside engineering, but that's as good as it gets for me.
Yeah, we'll just say Joker does it, just for the sake of time. There we go.
That's one momentum, right?
Yeah.
Credit.
And that would go to the Everest's crew.
Yep.
Hold on a moment. Just gotta type this out.
All right. Oh, so who's assisting me?
That
Joker was.
Yeah.
Oh. Commander.
Go ahead.
After going through some of these coordinates, some of them are dummy coordinates, but this one right here stands out and has its big capital letters next to it called Prism. It seems to be right in smack in the middle of the neutral zone.
All right, relay the coordinates to the rest of the fleet and convene a meeting aboard the Everest conference room.
Aye, sir.
Alright. You guys want to move to the conference between all the captains and commanders and everything?
Do we want to open the science case first?
You can. Yeah, sure. That'll be a...
All right.
As I've said, control engineering difficulty 3.
Momentum.
Take it. I cannot keep track of it though, however, for now.
Yep. All right. Well, down 1. That's fine. Let's. Yeah, I don't think I'll have any focuses.
And you do it. Yeah, the case pops open. You had to circumvent a bunch of safeguards to do it, but you did it.
All right, and what's in it?
A data, sort of just a couple pads, some data chips.
What's the information on the pads?
Okay, yeah, you check in them. It looks like whatever this person was working on, this particular scientist was working on some kind of power source. A very small power source whose defining characteristic being that it can operate for a long period of time. It doesn't put out a ton of energy, but it puts it out over a long period of time.
I see.
Is it small enough for a cloaking device?
Oh, yep, a personal cloak, which when we first...
Reason engineering?
Okay.
It's an Iron Man arc reactor.
Reason engineering, difficulty 2.
Alright. Come on.
And you do it. Yeah, among other things, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, Dar.
Yep. So yeah, I'm definitely putting some stuff together.
Okay, so now you guys want to have that meeting?
Yep, so meeting
Alright.
up.
In the Everest, the quote-unquote Everest conference room.
Not quite as shiny.
Yeah.
bit slightly.
So you're all
closer.
there, as well as Captain LaCroix and Lieutenant, what's his name? Greb something.
Notes. That's too far back.
Cleebrook.
Cleebrook wasn't even close.
Yep. Yeah, Greb was the Tellarite miner.
Yeah, you're right. Brooke, yeah. So he's also there. And you're all sitting around this conference table. You probably had to pull up a couple extra seats.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming. So let's all put our heads together and see what we came up with in our various investigations. Lieutenant Dara, can you display your most recent discovery?
Okay, and
He's going to fiddle with, I assume, a data pad and transmit it to everyone's data pads and everything.
or you could have it pop up on the screen.
Yeah, or that works too. After going through a bunch of dummy coordinates, I did manage to find one that stuck out to me. 1 second, I need to get that back up. Oh, okay, now it's appears to be right in the middle of the neutral zone.
And this was found through the fighter's astro
Navigation computer, ICER.
Yes. Okay, very well. Okay, do we know anything about this location?
Well, GM, do we?
No, it's as sort of been stated, it's an uninhabited system right in the middle of the neutral zone. It does give you a planet, the fourth planet in that system, but again, by all intents and purposes, this should be a totally unnoteworthy system.
Does the computer in your study, Lieutenant Dar, did it say how long the ship lingered there? Did it go there multiple times? Were there logs of other ships there? Anything of the sort?
Grennan?
Okay. I'll say, yeah, for the sake of you have the data in front of you, the ship had gone there a few times, but it's the same, about the same amount as any of these other dummy systems. But again, if the point of dummy systems is to camouflage the real one.
Well, it has been to this system a few times, but to sort of cloak so to speak, its location, it has also been to these other coordinates a few times.
Anyone have any thoughts or suggestions? How to? He looks around the table.
Doctor, anything from you?
Thoughts or suggestions as to how to do what?
How to proceed.
How to proceed?
Yeah. Well, Commander, you've had diplomatic dealings with the Romulans before. If we're talking about going into the neutral zone itself, we certainly probably don't want to do that without alerting the Romulans, but...
Out of the question, Captain LaCroix says. These operatives work for the Tal Shiar, the Romulan government. If we approach the Romulan government asking about this, we tip our hand.
I was just about to say this, Doctor. We don't really have a choice here. We can't exactly go into the neutral zone waving the flag of peace, as much as I'd love to do. It seems that the Romulans this time are on the offensive, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, a faction of the Romulans is on the offensive. Well, if that's the case, we need to, I would suggest figuring out what our objectives at this Prism base is, and then getting in and getting out as quickly as possible. while accomplishing those objectives.
Chief Kiji, any ideas from you?
Well, I mean, if we can get them to show their hand and perhaps embarrass them into stopping, that might work. After all, we did find out that they have a group inside the group from when I discussed with the Romulan his humanitarian rights.
Right, the Spectrum is working inside the Tal Shiar and not necessarily in concert with the Tal Shiar's primary objectives.
If we could somehow talk to the other group, we might be able to use that.
Well, sitting around here talking about it isn't going to get anything done. We need to come to a decision.
While I agree, Captain, diplomatically our hands are pretty much tied.
Well, if diplomacy is the problem, I'll see what I can do about getting the string undone from our end.
That should serve to alleviate some of our problems. However, the issue of going into the neutral zone itself still presents a big problem. The neutral zone is often patrolled by the Derridex class warbirds and other large frigates, which, truth be told, captains, could turn my ship into a pile of dust in a second.
I understand, but you also need to understand that based on the intelligence we have, Spectrum is planning something in the next few days. If we don't get in there and stop it, who knows what it could be.
There is perhaps a solution, but it would require far ventures into far reaches of space, which we do not want to do right. So I hand the word off to Commander Regov. Commander Regov, any ideas?
Only thing I can think of is sending in some fighters, kind of drifting into the system, see if they can't scout it out, but then they'd be on their own if there's a warbird that already there. Beyond that, it's risking war without higher levels of communication between Starfleet and the Romulans.
And don't forget, between the three of our ships, we can pack a rather mean punch.
I suppose that is true, but we cannot take them.
So, assuming for the moment that we actually reach this base, what is our objectives? To download all of their data and figure out what their plans are?
And disrupt them if need be.
So,
Can I ask some questions of clarification, gentlemen?
sure.
Go ahead.
Of course, Chief.
This Operative Red was a breakaway faction within these Romulan Tal Shiar.
Now, Operative Red was working for Spectrum, we believe. He was kind of Spectrum infiltrating a normal, quote-unquote, Tal Shiar research operation dealing with both neural chips to create reanimated soldiers, and on another part of this research base, we found the shroud research technology being undertaken.
The personal cloak, yeah.
Right.
And these
Red-
coordinates.
Red later
These
defected and then was taken out by, we believe, Operative Black. But this was not the same research base that we've discovered on the computer core that you guys had.
Now, the coordinates that we just discovered are what we believe to be the center of this, what they've called the Prism,
Right.
their base of operation. Okay, very good. And what is this Project White that they allude to?
That's at Prism.
Do we know specifically what the project is, though, or what it might be revolve around?
Unknown, although there is a lot of mention about some sort of neural interface. If Spectrum has carried on the work of the regular Tal Shiar from the war, which included the personal cloaking device and this neural implant that we discovered, they've obviously carried on further research successfully with the cloaking device. They may be doing something with this neural device as well.
So these two devices that we just discovered in the scientist's data, Game Master, do they look to be neural interfaces?
What did you find?
The
two-
decryption was discussion.
You said we opened the briefcase and we found two pads, but
no.
you said there were two
No,
devices.
that was the power.
Yeah, no,
for-
they were all in service of that power project.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if it's possible to get our hands on a neural interface and interface with it.
Well, someone
God.
kind of put it in the replicator to try and save it in the buffer, and it went bye-bye.
True, but I also have every single bit of data. We could easily replicate the original device because we took detailed scans of it.
Yes, now you have that data back.
Well, and I also kept a copy of it.
That could be a possible inside look into their operations in a way.
Well, and we've actually been doing aboard the Hadfield some extensive research about this device in the hopes of using it as a base technology to for medical applications for people who've suffered severe neurological and spinal injuries. So we actually know quite a lot about the device.
Do you think that it's just Prism's goal to use these interfaces to gain access to Federation technology databases and such?
Or they could also sneak agents in who can then implant the chip into high-ranking officers or other officials, and
May I ask Captain Fleming something?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Captain. Well, sorry, Captain LaCroix. With your permission, I could potentially get in touch with some contacts that I still have back on Romulus. There may not be many, and they may not be in high positions, but we may gain a few pieces of intelligence here and there, or perhaps even a free ticket into the neutral zone.
But even if we proceed to this base, it doesn't necessarily we eliminate the problem if it's
Not
the technology.
necessarily. That is a good point. However, we could be tipped off, and that is an edge that we should have.
But at the same
One more time, could you say it one more?
So we could be. It is a possibility that we may still be engaged at the prison site, but we may be tipped off as to any potential engagements we might undertake.
Yes,
and
but
that
at the
is
same
an edge that we need.
But at the same time, Commander, if you go to your contacts, we will most likely be tipping our hand.
That is also true. I don't know if the Tal Shiar is listening in. They probably are. given the reputation.
He laughs. They're always listening.
Of course they are. I don't know. The only solution right now appears to be that we head over there and see what we can find. If we get engaged by Romulans, well then, the only thing we can try, that I can try at least, is to perhaps pull some strings and get us out of it by talking and not risking any more casualties.
I appreciate the sentiment, Commander, but I have a good feeling that when I talk with Starfleet intelligence about this matter, the orders I'm going to receive are to proceed into the neutral zone with all due haste.
All due haste, and it is. Gentlemen, we have nothing else to discuss here except possible game plans for the...
For the what? You cut off at the end.
For the prison, sorry. Has Stellar Cartography been able to obtain any sort of map of the system that we will be going to?
Yeah, I can say you've got a map. It's 6 planets. None are particularly interesting. A couple of them might be marginally capable of supporting life, but again, not really a system worth like colonizing or anything. And
Okay, Commander Regov, may I use your computer?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, computer, can you zoom in on the prison that we are supposed to be going?
No, it's just a navigational map.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a prison; it's prism.
Prism.
Like the thing.
Like prism.
Yeah,
Yes.
that like you hold up to a light to create a spectrum.
That-
Aha!
That is the code name for this facility.
Aha, okay. Computer, have there been any Starfleet vessels in this system in the
No,
previous...
because it's the neutral zone.
I see. Have there been any neutral merchant vessels in this area in the previous 2 weeks or so?
Unknown.
I see.
And at this
do-
point, I am gonna take a threat.
Okay.
Because we're
Um,
approaching the point where you're starting to talk in circles.
Yeah, fundamentally, if we're going to go, let's go. What we need to do is on the way figure out what our tactics are going to be to get there. I think we're going to need at least one landing party to try and retrieve the data. I think pretty obviously the Everest's fighters are going to be kind of providing combat air patrol or combat aerospace patrol. And with her sensors, the Hadfield makes an excellent kind of SWAX, or whatever it is, the equivalent of an airborne warning system. We have like the farthest, most advanced sensors that could potentially detect threats farther out and direct the fighters. So I think at this point we've decided we're going in. So it's just a matter of, heading that way.
Right,
Unless I'm wrong, gentlemen.
Commander Regov, would you allow me to assemble the Marine party and you to assemble your pilots for space patrol once we arrive at the destination?
Of course.
Very good then, gentlemen. I think we can conclude this meeting then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you on the other side.
Indeed. So, at that, oh no, not that map. Did not mean that map.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Don't worry.
Uh-oh, who's that?
Don't worry.
Oh no!
What map was that? Did somebody get a screenshot?
I saw the ship. Yeah, I saw the ship.
Yeah, I saw a few ships too.
No,
Were they friendlies?
No, don't worry. That actually was not a map. That's not a map that I'm gonna be using. That's just a map from like a different Everest game or something.
Sure.
I saw the name of one of those ships. It's like, that's not a name that...
Out of character, my character's not truly a pilot. He's more, support chief.
Yep.
So I'll leave it up to Commander Regov, but I'd like to join the away team.
Yeah, you can be in the ground party as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, you know how I roll. If that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Oh, and by the by, all 3 ships jump to warp.
And Dora would also be good on the ground too, but need fighters, so he's also good.
Yeah, I can just control a couple of people that aren't here for the fighters, if that's good with the GM.
So would you like any of your other people to be on the away team?
Are you asking Regov or me?
Regov. Would you like any of your other people to be on the away team?
So Namar wants to go there, so he's gonna go. The only other person that's here is Dar. And as far as what do you want to do, Dar?
Well, like you said, he's if it's gonna be like close in fighting, which if it's this little space station, that might be, so he can just punch people's lights out. But otherwise, he has a high security, which could be good for shooting ships.
Yeah. I'll have you in the fighter at first, and if you're needed on the station, you can always dock.
Okay.
And then, how many of the people not here do you want in fighters? As like, I mean, their players are still here, but I mean, their characters are still here. But how many of the player characters do you want me to control?
It's up to you. I'll tell you, they're probably not going to be doing much, but it's more so. Actually, really, the question I guess I want to ask you is, where are you going to want people to be in position for next week, for tomorrow's episode?
Yeah. So everyone but Namar will be in fighters.
Okay, that works. So he'll be going down to the planet with. Is Jueza going down as well, or
Who?
So Jueza and the doctor, essentially my entire senior staff that is currently present here should.
Okay, that works for me.
Along with Rugan as well, if he wants to go. Like, I'm fine with being on the ship.
Okay, so if Rugan wants to go, then yeah, he can also go. So who's gonna lead that? Is Jueza gonna lead that away team then?
Absolutely, he is the chief security.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Hi ho, hi ho.
All right, so after about 2 hours, you cross the neutral zone. You are not accosted on your way through the neutral zone, and after about an hour, you drop out of warp in this system. 30 minutes later, you're in orbit around the fourth world from the planet's sun. It's sort of this, this light blue glow from the sun playing off your respective hulls.
Scan the fourth planet, see if we can't find the base.
Okay.
And Everest will raise shields.
Okay.
Dar will be in his fighter at the ready.
Give me a whoever's gonna roll the sensors check. Give me
the doctor is at ops, so he's gonna be rolling.
Yep. Give me an insight science roll, difficulty 5.
Determination.
Assisted by the ship's sensor science.
I'm assuming
difficulty 4.
I'm assuming that I'm on Hadfield to join the rest of the away team from one spot, and I'll do a momentum spend for armor that we have on board of the Everest.
Oh, you're bringing down armor?
Yeah, we have one.
Okay.
We have armor.
Okay.
And since we're talking about going up against Romulans, I definitely grab one of our suits.
Great, so it'll just be you then, though, because I think you have to spend it for each individual suit.
Yep.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, so... now escalation is only once.
Oh. Okay. So
team.
I get a threat, I think.
I think it's one.
It's not really. Trust me, it's not really. It's not really gonna matter.
The Chief Kiji is probably gonna bring a phaser rifle, right?
Damn right.
Okay, you're bringing a phaser rifle.
I'm taking that rifle with me everywhere.
Okay, that's gonna be 2 momentum.
I can't see where I'm dropping the momentum, but I hope I'm dropping them at the right place.
Okay, so are you gonna roll that sensors check?
Okay,
yeah,
so
difficulty.
Okay.
It's difficult.
What is my difficulty?
I keep trying to say it, but you guys got on a tangent. It's a difficulty. It was a difficulty 5, but because it's assisted by the ship's sensors science, it's difficulty 4.
Okay, and you guys just spent all our momentum.
Yes, you did.
No,
exactly. That was
no,
what I
no,
was.
we got one still. I dropped one.
Yeah,
because...
but he's not good. If he spends his determination, he's not going to be able to spend it.
Yeah, so there, give him threat if you're gonna.
Yeah, well, threat doesn't do me any good since I've got cautious medicine. Anyway,
well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because
yeah, it's true. It's true. So, okay, let's see if I've got any kind of value that will. work for this? We have to work together, damn it.
Yeah, I'll allow
Okay.
it.
Okay, so I will burn a determination for that. Well, not burn it, but I'll spend a determination for that.
You're gonna have to spend 2 more threat to. So I get 3 from this whole thing. Jeez. Okay.
So that's going to be, I don't have, already rolled a 1, so that's automatically 2 successes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or just 1 success?
It's 2 successes.
No, 1 is a 2. 2 successes, and
now
then...
you roll 3 more.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3? Okay.
Insight science assisted by the ship's sensor science.
Okay, so we've already got 2, we need 4. Here's my roll. Okay, we got 4.
Now let's see
So-
if the ship gets you any. The ship gets you.
5. Alright.
Oh!
So we got 2 at the moment because we had 1 in the bank and we just banked another.
Dr. Blackwell,
Hmm.
you're detecting on the planet's surface. It's not an M class, but it is breathable. You are detecting some in a specific area on the planet's surface a light stream of tachyons.
What do you see, Doctor?
Looks to be some tachyon emissions at a certain point of the planet's surface here, and I'll put it up on the screen. I suspect a cloaking device.
Yeah, you see nothing on the planet's surface at that location.
Right.
Doctor, give me Commander Regov and Captain LaCroix on the screen.
Beep boop boop.
Yep, and I don't think you really see this much in Star Trek. You get the split screen thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Captain,
see-
Commander, we
Regov,
have a situation.
His fighter.
What
We
have
have
you,
a situation, gentlemen.
what have you found?
Well, my doctor here has used the sensors to locate a very large, or doctor, was it very large or was it a relatively small
It was a small stream of tachyons.
stream of tachyons, gentlemen? If you look at the picture, which my doctor is about to send you right now,
And I do.
Sam, could you forward them? Yeah.
Yeah,
thank
there's
you.
nothing there.
Exactly.
I'll highlight the
Something,
point. Yeah.
something is cloaked there, gentlemen, and we need to uncloak.
Understood. The the Fleming and the Everest will pool our resources together to try to flush them out. So whoever's
Understood.
gonna lead this test is going to be it's going to be control engineering. Aren't neutrinos associated with cloaks? Tachyons detect cloaks. Is it? Is that what it is? I forget.
I think
Yes,
tachyon.
tachyons detect cloak. Neutrinos actually do cloak, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Then you detected neutrinos. Whatever.
Whatever the thing is.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's going. Whoever's leading this is going to be doing a control engineering. All 3 ships are going to get to assist.
Oh, dang.
All 3 ships are going to get to assist with this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend some threat. I'm gonna spend 3 threat to ramp the difficulty up to 4. So
What's the roll?
it is going to be, I think, control engineering assisted by the ship's sensors engineering. And so, because the Hadfield is involved, it's
I was
going to go
say,
down.
yep.
It's going to go down by 1. So you just got to decide who's going to lead.
I don't suppose you have any, because Namar is the Everest's engineer, if I got that right.
Yeah. So who has the
And-
higher? Basically, the question is who has higher control engineering.
So either Valak or Namar. Guys, what's your score?
17.
That'll do
Damn.
it. That'll do it.
That'll do, Pig. That'll do.
Okay. So yeah, and then all 3 ships are going to roll that.
So you said the ship's roll sensors, what?
Sensors engineering.
Got it.
Ooh.
Do I have a focus?
What would it be?
Deflector again.
Yes, I'll allow deflectors.
Nice.
So you're already...
Can I give R2 momentum to negate that botch that just happened with the...
Botch?
Was it a botch? I'm fairly certain that's a botch. With
No,
the,
that's because it doesn't have an increased complication range.
It's just a increased difficulty.
Yeah. Well, you could spend the 2 momentum to decrease that difficulty again, I'll say.
2 dice?
Yep.
2 dice difficulty 4, you said?
3, because the Hadfield is involved.
Oh.
You need 2 more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Double ones should do it. Double twos would be excellent.
Let me check.
Control engineering.
How about the right tool for the right job to give me an advantage?
I'm gonna say no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we might need to spend that momentum to lower the difficulty again, just to...
Alright, here's a momentum to lower the difficulty by
No,
1.
you
I
gotta
don't know
spend
where
2. That's how...
There's 2 then.
Okay.
Yep.
So... It's now difficulty 2, and it doesn't even matter, he crushed it. You get 2 momentum back. But
Yeah, this is for the Everest,
This
though.
is for the Everest.
We're just giving the Everest the momentum.
Yep,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
basically how it worked. So with a flicker, all 3 ships fire these big pulses at the planet, and slowly but surely, a Romulan facility decloaks on the planet's surface with a... and you can see it.
Peace
Gotcha
in the
now.
heart. Oh, that's a different Romulan ship.
Gotcha now. Good job, SCS Namar.
Mm-hmm. Now, I assume you guys are... so now what are you gonna do?
This is a base on the planet?
Yes, it is
Mhm.
on the planet.
What size is it?
I'd say the whole place is probably about 3/4 of a mile wide.
Does it match schematics for known Romulan base construction? So we might be able to get an idea of the layout.
I mean, yeah, you've got a general idea, but it's a Romulan base. The kind of data on Romulan bases in the Federation is kind of few and far between, so not really.
Right. Okay.
Chief Kiji, can you do a security
sir.
sweep of that station?
Mhm.
What was the security station?
Security sweep. Just check for weaponry, because I don't like orbital cannons being pointed at.
Okay, that'll be Insight Security, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensor security, so difficulty 1.
For momentum, how many does the Everest have?
And you got
2.
2, and now the Hadfield also has 2.
Yeah.
No, it's very much light in the way of defense. The kind of power systems you need to run like an orbital defense, even if they like were to activate, it would absolutely like sap this place dry if they tried to like keep cloaks up and then switch to fire weapons for an orbital defense. It's just not worth it, especially since this place is probably something that isn't even supposed to exist.
Sir, their weaponry is no match for us.
Like, yeah, there is some stuff, but it's minor.
Very good. Doctor, can you give me Commander Regov and Captain LaCroix on the horn?
On screen, sir.
And they pop up.
Gentlemen, I think it's time to initiate the plan. We will begin assembling the Marines. Commander Regov, you do what you do best.
Understood.
All right, we're ready to go.
Okay, how many fighters do you deploy again?
It's whoever shows up tomorrow, so I won't know until tomorrow that exact number. But let's say 4.
Okay, yeah, I just want to be able to throw them out.
OOC question: do we want to maybe include a support character or two, so that some of the pilots won't necessarily, so some of the pilots will be able to take care of some ground stuff if they want to?
Yeah, sure. You'll have a couple of for the
Or,
sake of
or that
for the sake of
Jacoby can. Yeah.
for the sake of having an even number of things on the Everest side, you could pull a couple people off of the Everest for
We could
security.
pull a couple of people off in the Hadfield as well, no problem. Or the one Klingon that we have.
Arth.
So who do you want to bring down for supporting character from the Everest? I leave that
Chief,
to
that's
Regov.
your call.
Shoot, I don't know. Let's see. I could do.
But do I understand this right? You're going to divide it into 2 stories then? Action up in space, and then Hadfield will be taking a ground role?
I'm not telling you that.
Well, I'm just wondering where to place my character.
We can. Yeah.
I'll let you in on a little. I'll let you in on this. It's not up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way the supporting characters work on the Everest, they're like technically the co-pilots. So it.
Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
the question is, do you want to bring people down to? Do you want to bring some supporting characters from the Everest down or not?
Yeah, you could literally make another support character if you want.
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
So you're not bringing any
alright.
more people from the Everest down. Got it.
Unless what's his face? Unless Dar wants to create one just to have play something there, you can do that. But other than that, I'm good with being up in space.
Okay. So in that case, you guys gonna beam down?
Yes, but there will be a slight change to orders because I just realized, that Chief Kiji will not be here. I will be taking his place instead.
Okay. Alrighty then.
It's been a while since the captain stretched his legs on the ground, so yeah. The
Or on
captain
the
is
ship.
gonna...
He's usually in his ready room. I've been on him about trying to get some more regular exercise.
Yeah, the commander's gonna get some. He's gonna get some exercise proper on the ground now, and since
Really
the
wasn't what
chief
I
isn't
meant.
gonna be here tomorrow, we can say that he's taking care of the ship while I'm gone.
Yep.
And Kiji will give you his rifle since you're going down.
The phaser, the fabled phaser rifle. Thank you very much.
Okay, so yeah, just make sure to let Caleb know that you're gonna have the phaser rifle. So you guys gonna go.
Yep.
So you're gonna select a point and go down.
Yep.
So we're not leaving a player character on board the Hadfield.
You're gonna have.
Currently, no.
Currently not.
We're going to have supporting characters plus Chief Kiji is going to be on the ship right now.
Okay.
But other than that,
Okay, you ready?
All right, yeah, the doctor's definitely grabbing an emergency surgical kit as well as usual med kit.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Engineer,
we're ready.
of course.
Okay.
How much is a transporter enhancer again?
It's 2
That's
Do
momentum.
you have enough for that?
2 momentum, yeah. Do we need it? I mean, it's heavy stuff, and we're trying to do covert stuff.
Yeah. 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 No. We'll try it. We'll see what happens.
Captain's directive is we're not taking anything but the phaser rifle there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys beaming down or are you taking a shuttle?
Oh, we're definitely
Uh,
taking a shuttle.
I better clarify.
Oh, you
I better
are.
clarify that. Are we taking? Am I taking the armor that I paid for earlier, or no?
Yeah. Yes, you are. Because you did pay for
Okay.
it. Well, I mean, again, I do have to warn you. There. It's not heavy, but there are anti-aircraft fortifications down there.
Like I said, guys, beaming down there is the
Yeah,
safest option.
beaming
so
down.
We're gonna beam, Doctor. Captain's orders.
Beaming is never the safest option. Swear to God, if I turned up inside out on the ground, I'm gonna haunt
So,
all.
yeah.
It's one of the, and also furthermore, if you took a shuttle down, they'd see you coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I was
Exactly.
gonna say.
We're gonna find ourselves a nice little spot, like maybe 5 miles away from the site itself, and yeah, we're gonna beam down.
Okay. So you,
Last thought, guys, is the the success of this entire mission depends on how well we do on the planet.
And
So
I
taking
am
transport.
gonna take a threat.
Well, I'm just gonna mention maybe transporter enhancers are a good thing.
Nah, captain's orders. We're going down.
I had to take the threat because you guys are just taking way too long.
We're going down.
Okay. And yeah, you come to a you rematerialize on a tiny little hill overseeing this base.
Okay. Is this the part where we do stuff, or do you want to swap over to the fighters?
Nope, you're gonna continue with you guys. This is what I was trying to get you to do.
Scan for life signs. Using
Okay.
my tricorder.
Insight medicine, difficulty 2.
Scan for energy devices and surveillance systems.
Okay, insight engineering, difficulty 2.
I'll take a risk and just use the 2 dice.
Take a momentum.
very good.
Nope.
Nah, I didn't need it.
Nope, he got it. He already rolled.
No good for you, Namar, but I mean, yeah, there are energy signatures coming from this base, but I mean, nothing super identifiable. You, Blackwell, you're picking up maybe about a dozen life signs.
Can I refine? Are they all Romulan?
Yes, they are all Romulan. I won't even make you spend more for that.
Looks like about
You
a
see
dozen
that?
Romulans at the base, at least from what I can tell from here.
I'll unsling the rifle. Alright. I've never done this before, but let's see how it works. Combat spread, 5-man spacing. Let's not get caught out by any grenades or anything of the such. Doctor, I want you at the back ready with the medkit just in case. Don't expose yourself to danger. Let's proceed very slowly. Mr. Namar, keep that tricorder at the ready and, well, let's try not to get spotted, shall we, gentlemen?
Mm-hmm. So you walk up to the base and you're actually able to get inside fairly easily.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
That can't be good.
That's a good sign. Right, so can you just give me like a quick description of what the base looks like so I can
I mean,
visualize?
you've seen sort of the Romulan corridors. They're all this, dark green. It's slightly darker, this one. I mean, yes, there's lighting with the green lighting everywhere, but the actual metal of the hallways is kind of darker as you wind your way down them. Fortunately,
darker.
Scan for booby traps, as it were.
So far, nothing. You seem to be in pretty good shape. Dr. Blackwell, he has his tricorder out, scanning around, and you're managing to avoid pretty much any of the life signs, because again, this is a place that's about half a mile wide, and you only picked up a dozen life signs. Which means that there are only a dozen other people within this half-mile area.
Doctor? I thought you said there were 12 life signs aboard
I said a dozen.
No. The whole thing has 12. So
12 is a dozen, Commander.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
12 that
know.
I could detect.
But we can't see any right now.
Well, it's a pretty big place.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Keep your guard up. It's not a good idea to split up, but Commander Volok, would you take... dang it, who else is with it? Take Mr. Namar and head over here on the left, and I'll take the right.
Game Master, I want to use my scans to help identify base systems like transporter rooms, engineering, scientific labs, things that I might be able to identify by
Okay.
the power layout.
Insight engineering, also difficulty 2.
Can I use power systems as a focus since I'm trying to get a layout?
Yeah, because you sold it to me that way? Sure.
Nice.
Nice. And you do it.
So whatever information I use to identify like transporters over here, such, I just relay that to the captain.
There are no transporters in this place.
Whatever gives me a sense of direction in this place, I just try to reveal it to them.
I mean, yeah, there are like, there are crew living spaces, probably from what you can gather, because not as much power going to those areas.
Commander, Captain, where would you like to head to first? I got a rough idea of how things are laid out.
Where's the command center of this thing? Wherever the head honcho is.
Yeah,
and if I can determine that, I tell the captain.
Yeah, that would seem to be. It seems like the power that goes to an area that would be sort of a central one seems to be some kind of hybrid command center / science lab.
And I basically say, I kind of point this direction, and I look at the doctor and say, this direction, doctor, is there any life signs in that area?
There's maybe a life sign, but it's like 100 meters away.
I pass that along.
Well, time to investigate what that one life sign is. Commander Vlok, Mr. Lamar.
Should we perhaps head for the computer core, Captain, and see if we can access the data we're after there?
We'll let Commander Vlok and Mr. Namar access the computer core. They know the tech stuff. We're gonna head over to the administrative center.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you guys, I probably won't get to what Namar and Vlok will be doing, but I think Kalen will. So I'm gonna continue with you guys going to that command center. You walk in, and it's this sort of big area. The life sign you detected isn't in this room. It's sort of somewhere off a ways, maybe 100 meters or so. But in this room, there's this flat area that you're on, then these 2 steps that lead up to a slightly more elevated platform. And in the middle of that elevated platform, at the back against the wall, is a circular pillar about 3 feet wide and about 8 feet tall that has all sorts of wires running up and down it, cables strewn and going into various terminals, and there is no one here.
Alright, Doctor, stay behind me now. Let's see if we can clear this room. Get your phaser out, please.
Aye, Captain.
And we'll proceed to slowly, comb the room over.
After you take, literally, you step forward, and then you just hear it. As up on that center platform is that big suit of armor that you saw before.
I'll snap over and aim at it.
I wouldn't try that if I were you. And then, hang on, let me roll the thing. Hang on. That's... Goodness. No. As all of a sudden, you're holding up your rifle. You hold up your rifle, and all of a sudden, something hits it, knocks it right out of your hands. As you all hear the report of a rifle gun firing.
The TR.
Yes, I'll raise my hands up in surrender. I'll look back at the doctor. It's like, well, get your hands up, buddy.
The figure reaches up and touches a point on the back of their neck, and the metal casing and the metal plating of their helmet folds back, and you see this Romulan woman standing there with, she has sort of like a sort of ponytailish like thing in the back of her head going on, and she says, "You've all been a real thorn in my side, you know that."
Is this Serena by any chance?
Who?
I guess not.
She was a commander of a ship that we.
No, not her. I kept trying to tell you guys that, and you didn't believe me.
I'll give her a little smile. I'm guessing you're the one who killed my crewman.
Oh, yes, him. I completely forgot. I almost forgot about that. Right. Just another step on the way.
You may have forgotten about it, but I haven't. So, we've fallen for your little trap. What comes next?
More or
Do
less.
we get to die now?
Oh, I'll be killing you, but I won't be doing it alone. You did take out a lot of my men. Good men.
Those men took themselves out. Amateurs.
Oh no, they're experts in their field, the best at what they do. You got lucky. But your luck runs out today.
How so?
You see, despite all the setbacks you placed against us, we did complete our project.
Project White, you're talking about?
So you have heard of it. Clever. I thought that you were just coming here with no idea of what was going on at all. I suppose I should give you that much credit.
I'm assuming you took Codename Red's neural processing or neural chip to the next level.
Wait, that's what you think Project White is? Oh, that's funny.
What is it then?
His project was nothing more than a curiosity at best. No, we've been working on something much better here. May I introduce you to Romulan perfection? And she taps the side of the big cylinder, and the front of it slides down, and you see what appears to be a figure standing in the center of this platform cylinder. It is a figure that is clad in sort of the operative type uniform that you've seen these people wearing, except the ones you've been seeing have sort of had the drab green against black trimming. This one still has the black trimming, but instead the outfit is pure white, as is the figure's face. Its eyes are closed. It steps forward, just stiff movement. It looks up, and it opens its eyes, a brilliant green. And that is where we end Umbra.
Okay, so we gotta face off against Superman. That's nice to know. I'll be spending my arc thingy to get myself a higher security score and